She carried the world in her womb, and was forgotten. Once in a quiet village nestled between rolling green hills and a whispering forest, there lived a woman named Elara. She was not famous or powerful. She did not wear crowns or sit on thrones. But in her own way, she was the most important person in the world, at least to one tiny being. Elara was a mother. From the moment she knew she carried life inside her, everything changed. The world outside kept spinning, people kept rushing, the sun rose and set, but for Elara, time slowed. Every heartbeat beneath her ribs was a promise, every flutter in her belly a whisper of a future not yet born. She carried the world in her womb. At first, the village celebrated with her. Women brought her warm soups and soft blankets. Men tipped their hats and smiled. Children pressed their little hands against her belly, giggling when they felt a kick. For a short while, Elara was the center of everything. But seasons changed. As the days passed, the excitement faded. The villagers returned to their lives. The soups stopped coming. The hands no longer reached out to feel the life growing inside her. Even her husband, though kind, grew quiet, lost in his own thoughts. The world moved on, as it always does. Elara did not mind the silence. She whispered secrets to her unborn child, singing lullabies only the two of them could hear. She walked alone through the fields, her hands resting on her belly, feeling the weight of the tiny universe she carried. She wondered if this was how the earth felt, holding so much life, so much love, and yet so often unnoticed. Then came the night of the storm. The wind howled like a wounded beast. Rain lashed against the rooftops. Lightning split the sky, and thunder shook the ground. In the middle of that chaos, Elara's time came. There were no women to help her, no hands to hold. Her husband had gone to fetch the midwife, but the roads were swallowed by mud. Alone, in the flickering light of a single candle, Elara brought life into the world. When the storm passed, the village awoke to silence. The midwife arrived too late, but the child was healthy, wrapped in a blanket, pressed close to Elara's chest. The villagers came then, murmuring apologies, bringing gifts. For a little while, Elara was important again. But time has a way of erasing miracles. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months. The child grew, laughing and stumbling through the village. And Elara? She became what mothers often become, a shadow. Always there, always working, always loving, but no longer seen. She carried the world in her womb. She brought life into being. And then, like so many mothers before her, she was forgotten. Yet, if you listened carefully, if you stood very still in the quiet moments, you could hear it. The lullabies she still sang under her breath. The way her hands lingered on her child's hair, memorizing every strand. The steady, unshakable love that needed no applause, no recognition. Because some things are too vast for gratitude. Some loves are too deep for words. And so Elara lived, not in the stories of the village, but in the heartbeat of her child. In the way they would one day love because she had loved first. In the way they would remember, even without knowing, the warmth of her arms. She carried the world in her womb. And though the world forgot her, love never did.